The cantina on Zarian Station buzzed with the usual mix of interspecies chatter, but tonight the conversation had taken a decidedly predatory turn. Commander Sarah Chen sat quietly at the corner table, nursing her synthetic bourbon while listening to the Vorthak warriors regale the assembled crowd with tales of their latest hunts. Zektar, the largest of the reptilian Vorthak, stood atop a chair, his scaled hide gleaming under the artificial lights. His razor-sharp claws gestured dramatically as he spoke in his species' harsh clicking language, which the universal translator converted to standard galactic. And then, Zektar hissed with obvious pride, I activated my plasma cannon and vaporized the entire herd of Kelthrian megabeasts from orbit. 200 creatures gone in a single shot. The efficiency was magnificent. The crowd murmured appreciatively. The Vorthak were known throughout the galaxy as the ultimate predators, 7 feet tall, armored scales, retractable claws, and enhanced reflexes that made them nearly unstoppable in combat. Their hunting prowess was legendary. Impressive, rumbled Gex, another Vorthak warrior. But did I tell you about my hunt on Proxima 7? I used atmospheric bombers to flush out the indigenous prey species, drove them straight into my kill zone where I had set up automated turrets, harvested 3,000 specimens in under an hour. More appreciative sounds from the mixed crowd of aliens. Sarah noticed how the herbivorous species unconsciously shifted away from the Vorthak table, while some of the other carnivorous races leaned in with interest. A third Vorthak, Korth, slammed his drink down. Amateurs! Last cycle I hunted the great leviathans of Oceania Prime. I poisoned their entire ecosystem, waited for them to surface dying, then picked them off with guided missiles from my ship. 67 kills, each one the size of your Terran blue. Whales! The boasting continued for another hour, each tale more elaborate than the last. Orbital bombardments, chemical weapons, robotic hunter-killers, pheromone traps that could lure prey from continents away. The Vorthak spared no expense or technology in their hunts. Finally, Zektar noticed the lone human sitting quietly in the corner, his vertical pupils fixed on Sarah with predatory interest. Human, he called out, his voice carrying across the cantina. You have been silent. Surely your primitive species has some hunting tales, though I doubt they compare to Vorthak superiority. The cantina fell quiet. Sarah slowly set down her drink and looked up at the towering reptilian warrior. Her brown eyes, calm and steady, met his alien gaze without flinching. Is that really hunting? She asked quietly. Zektar's head tilted, confused. What do you mean, soft skin? Sarah stood up, her modest 5'6" frame dwarfed by the alien predators. What you're describing? Orbital bombardments, poison, automated weapons, missiles, is that really hunting? Of course it is, Gex snarled, his claws extending slightly. We kill prey. We are hunters. Killing isn't hunting, Sarah said, her voice carrying clearly in the silence. Any idiot with enough firepower can kill. The 3 Vorthak exchanged glances, their chest scales ruffling with agitation. Then enlighten us, human, Korth said with barely contained menace. What do you consider real hunting? Sarah smiled slightly. On Earth, we have a saying, the most dangerous game. Want to know what the most dangerous prey in the galaxy is? Some massive beast? A creature with natural weapons? Zektar scoffed. No, Sarah said quietly. Each other. The cantina remained dead silent. Humans hunt each other? Asked a nervous Peltherian from across the room. Not anymore, mostly, Sarah continued. But we did for thousands of years. And we learned something you haven't. Real hunting isn't about having better weapons than your prey. It's about having equal weapons and still coming out on top. She walked closer to the Vorthak table. You want to hear about hunting? Fine. My grandfather tracked a man through the jungles of Vietnam for 6 days. Both had the same rifle, same ammunition, same supplies. The difference wasn't technology, it was skill, patience, and the ability to think like your prey while staying one step ahead. Sarah's voice grew quieter, more intense. My ancestors survived 3 years in the Siberian wilderness, hunting and being hunted by German soldiers. No orbital support, no automated weapons. Just intelligence, endurance, and the will to survive. She looked directly at Zektar. You bombarded helpless animals from space. He killed trained killers who were actively trying to kill him back. That is war, not hunting, Zektar protested, but his voice lacked its earlier confidence. What's the difference? Sarah asked. Both require you to think like your opponent. Both demand patience, skill, and the ability to adapt. Both put your life at risk. She paused. When was the last time any of you were actually in danger during one of your hunts? The Vorthak shifted uncomfortably. I thought so. Sarah turned to address the cantina. Humans spent millions of years as persistence, hunters. We didn't have claws, fangs, or armored hide. We had brains and stubbornness. We'd track prey for days, running it to exhaustion. We learned to think like our prey, to anticipate their moves. She faced the Vorthak again. And when we became the prey, we learned to think like our predators too. We survived ice ages, plagues, disasters, and most dangerous of all, each other. Every human alive is descended from the winners of millions of life or death contests. Your point, human? Korth growled. My point is that real predators don't need overwhelming technological advantages. They adapt, improvise, and overcome. Sarah's smile turned predatory. So here's a question for you ultimate hunters. How many of your prey fought back? The silence stretched uncomfortably long. None, Zektar finally admitted. Sarah nodded. Then you're not hunters. You're just butchers with expensive equipment. She picked up her drink and headed for the door. When you're ready to hunt something that can hunt you back, give humanity a call. We'll show you what real hunting looks like. As the cantina door closed behind her, the 3 Vorthak stared after her in stunned silence. Did that tiny human just, Gex began, challenge the greatest predators in the galaxy to actual combat? Korth finished. Zektar's pupils dilated as a new kind of excitement filled him. Something he hadn't felt in cycles of easy kills and technological domination. For the first time in his life, he had encountered prey that might actually be dangerous. And suddenly, every hunt before this moment felt like a child's game. Outside the station, Sarah Chen smiled to herself as she headed back to her ship. Tomorrow, she had a feeling, was going to be very interesting. After all, humans had been hunting the most dangerous game in the galaxy for millennia. Now it was time to teach the rest of the galaxy what that really meant.